Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1969 Seattle Pilots what-if scenario. Today's matchup features the Seattle Pilots versus the Cleveland Indians at Cleveland Stadium. On the mound for the Pilots today is Steve Barber, whose record is 1-0 with a .077 ERA. And pitching for the Indians today is Sudden Sam McDowell, whose record is 2-2 with a .224 ERA. And here we are with Game 2 of the 3-game series. We lost yesterday's series opener 4-1 to the Pilots. We got down early, just never could get it back under control. You know, Mudcat Grant, he just made it through 5 innings. He didn't really pitch that poorly. He struck out 6, which has not been his thing, but he gave up 2 solo shots early on, and we were just never able to recover from that. So we suffered a loss. We move on today, and it's not even going to get any easier with Sam McDowell on the mound. We do a deep dive on McDowell. We'll cover him momentarily. I want to mention before we get started with today's game, just a reminder, we do have the San Diego Padres win contest going on right now. So in the comments below, give me a guesstimate on how many wins you think the Padres will have this season. And the closest without going over to the win total will win a prize. And I have chosen a prize. I'm not going to mention it until I get it, but I think you will be impressed. It's actually really cool. I can tell you it's not Tony Gwynn. It's not anyone on the 1969 team, but it is a first-round draft pick, a first overall pick. And you may be able to do some research and figure out who that is. And the item is really cool. So I'm super psyched about that. I'm not going to tell you what it is until until I actually get the gift, the prize in my possession. So hopefully the next week I will get that, and I will let you know what it is. So get that in by December 10th. That's the last day to join the contest. If you are just starting to follow along, the Padres had 6 wins at the time I started the contest. That was like a week ago. So that might help you with your decision. Okay, so let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along, like and or subscribe to the channel. You have to be a subscriber to get into any of my contests. For future reference, we try to do 1 or 2 contests with every series that we do. And of course, I like to give away stuff when I'm doing my baseball card pack and box openings too. So we have Steve Barber on the mound today. Pardon me. It is his first start since coming off the IL. So welcome back to Steve Barber. Looking forward to him maybe keeping up with his previous start before his injuries. 1-0 with a .077 ERA. And then all the bullpen is available today. And then we're facing a left-hander, Sam McDowell. And so we're going to have a couple different players in the lineup today. Danny Walton will be in left field instead of Hegan. We have Jerry McNertney back behind the plate. Beau Capel, he caught yesterday. And we're going to give Gary Sutherland his first start at second base today. Okay, let's go ahead and do the official Seattle Pilots lineup rundown, and then we'll talk about Sam McDowell. Batting leadoff in right field is Tommie Harper. I apologize. I have a little bit of a cold coming on with all the allergies here in Arizona. Batting second in left field is Danny Walton. Batting third at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting cleanup playing first base is Deron Johnson. Batting fifth in center field is Tommie Agee. Batting sixth and catching is Jerry McNertney. Batting seventh playing second base is Gary Sutherland. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, is Fred Stanley. And the pitcher, Steve Barber, is batting ninth today. Okay, let's take a look at Sudden Sam McDowell. What a great career for this guy. It ended early at age 32 due to alcoholism. He was somebody who had such a great arm, and he just ran back and threw it as hard as he could every time, and that's why he walked so many batters and often led the league in wild pitches. He is a 6-time All-Star, and he had 6 and 7 years. In 1965, right here, he led the American League in ERA. In 1966, he led the American League in shutouts. He 5 times led the American League in Ks. And when he retired, he was 8th overall all-time in strikeouts. As I mentioned, 5 times he led the American League in walks, 3 times in wild pitches. In 1970, the next season here, he did finish 3rd in the Cy Young Award, winning 20 games that year for Cleveland. In 1969, in real life, he went 18-14 with a 2.94 ERA. After the 1970 season, McDowell was traded to the San Francisco Giants for Gaylord Perry. Perry, who passed away just 2 days ago, went on to have a pretty good career, even though he was a couple years older than Sam McDowell, where Sam McDowell was on the decline. Again, I mentioned that he dealt with alcoholism, and by the time he had got to San Francisco, he just wasn't himself. He was later traded to the Yankees, and then briefly played for his hometown team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, retiring at age 32. After retirement, he did get sober, and he became a drug and alcohol counselor for the Pittsburgh Pirates. So a pretty solid career for Sam McDowell that derailed for a couple reasons. One, maybe the alcoholism, but also he played for so many terrible Cleveland Indian teams in this era. Okay, so he is 2-2 with a 2.24 ERA this year with 51 Ks and 56 1/3 innings pitched. Opponents are batting 176 against him. He does have a complete game this year. It shows his fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. That is completely inaccurate. Ground ball percentage is 40.6. His fastball is rated a 95 with a hard curve at an 88 and a slider at an 80. So he's got 3 pitches, league average or better, and a changeup that's just below average. So 4-pitch pitcher, overall rated a 90. The 26-year-old lefty is a free agent at the end of the season. Okay, let's take a look here at the defense. Because we have a lefty on the mound, they do have a couple different players in the lineup today, so their defense is improved. They still have Horton at first, and left field is Hinton, both below league average defensively. Okay, here's Tommie Harper leading off. We only had 6 hits in yesterday's ball game, so hopefully today we can string a few together and get on the board early as Harper walks. So we have the leadoff man on. I do not trust the game when it comes to stealing right now. Harper is 6 for 14 on the season. And as I mentioned, he led the American League in stolen bases in 1969. So we cannot trust that. We need to let Danny Walton take a cut here. 0-2 count. Popping it up on the infield. The third baseman, who is new today, is Max Alvis. He makes the catch, so 1 down. That'll bring up Rich Rollins. We're going to hit and run here. If this is not successful, we may try to steal second base. 1-0 count and a ground ball to first. That'll get Harper over for out number 2 and leave it up to Deron Johnson to drive in a run. Johnson batting .333 versus lefties. 2-2 count and a ground ball to second. Second baseman Fuller makes the play. So we leave a runner stranded on second, go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Indians lineup rundown. Batting leadoff, playing left field is Chuck Hinton. Batting second in right field is Ted Ford. Batting third at first base is Tony Horton. Batting cleanup and catching is Duke Sims. Batting fifth at third base is Max Alvis. Batting sixth, playing second base is Vern Fuller. Batting seventh in center field is Jose Cardenal. Batting 8th at shortstop is Zoilo Versalles. And batting 9th is the pitcher, Sam McDowell. Let's take a look at Steve Barber. He was our number 2 starting pitcher to start off the year. Since then, we've traded Gary Bell, and Barber got injured. So he's missed a month and a half of the season. And he's back today. He's got that 1-0 record with 11.2 innings pitched, 7 Ks. Opponents are batting 190 against him. He's got a better fastball a faster fastball than Sam McDowell. I don't believe that. 92 mile an hour, though. Ground ball percentage is 51.3%. In fact, he doesn't even throw a fastball. That doesn't make any sense. His sinker is rated a 90, sliders an 82, overall rated an 81. The 31-year-old lefty is not a free agent until 1971. Okay, let's take a look at our D for today. So we're a little bit more deficient than normal with Gary Sutherland, not particularly great defensively at second base, although that is his primary position, and Danny Walton not great in left field. And of course, we already have Harper out there in right. So poor defensively today. Let's see if that plays any effect into the game. Here's Chuck Hinton, led off the game with a home run yesterday. Looks like he's trying to do the same. He hits a deep fly ball to left center field, and Walton makes the catch. So 1 down. That's going to bring up Ted Ford. Ted was off yesterday, and he gets plunked right in the hip by Barber. So Ford on first. He's got good speed, rated an 84. It's going to bring up Tony Horton, who walks. So Barber wild so far with runners on first and second. Here's the only lefty in the lineup, Duke Sims. Good guy to get a double play on. Ground ball to second. Can Sutherland start the double play? He does. A 4-6-1 double play. Good job by Barber getting over there and covering first. We go to the top of the second inning. No score. Tommie Agee will lead off. Agee batting only 147 versus lefties. Really struggling versus left-handers. He had a 3-0 count, and he was swinging. Ground ball to second. So not a good decision there. Could have the leadoff man on. That will bring up Jerry McNertney, and there's the first single for the Pilots today. So McNertney's day off might have benefited him there, as he's on first for Gary Sutherland. Sutherland 0 for 1. He had 1 pinch hit experience, and there's a base hit through the infield that's good for a double. Good hustle by Sutherland. Is that his first career hit? Oh, no. It's the first hit as a Pilot, but he's played, 372 at-bats for the Phillies. So McNertney at third, Sutherland at second, and Fred Stanley at the plate. Stanley only batting .209, and he strikes out swinging. We really don't have anybody else to play short. Our only other option is Gordy Lund or Euler, who's now in AAA. So we definitely need to draft a shortstop in the upcoming draft. Okay, that's going to leave it up to Steve Barber. Barber is 1 for 3 today. And he ropes it to center field. It will be caught by the center fielder, Cardenal, and we leave 2 runners stranded. That's a real bummer there. Missed opportunity. We go to the bottom of the second inning with Max Alvis leading off. Alvis drops it into left center field. It will be caught by our center fielder, Agee. Good hustle. 1 down for Vern Fuller. Fuller steps up, flips it to left. Walton makes the catch. 2 quick outs for Barber. Here's Jose Cardenal. He batted in the second spot yesterday. 270 hitter, and he ropes it to center for a base hit. That's the first hit for the Indians today. Cardenal has good speed, very good speed. Let's see if he's going to be going. Left-handed pitcher, so he was going. That's a risky move. McNertney over 50% throwing out the base runners. But we have a runner in scoring position. And Zoilo Versalles with an 0-1 count. 1-2 now. And a high fly ball to center. Agee's got to go back to catch that one. 380 feet for out number 3. The stranded runner go to the top of the third with Tommie Harper leading off. Harper walked the first time up and he walks again. I don't feel like that is something that he does particularly often. He's got 14 walks now in 118 at-bats. I feel like they're almost daring us to steal. What is his percentage? It would be 72%, which is pretty good against a left-hander. And what did we decide? Sims is 70. Oh, he's 82. Man. You know what? Let's just take a cut here. There's a ground ball to second. That could be 2. It is a double play. 4-6-1 double play. Started by the second baseman, Fuller. 2 outs. Here's Rich Rawl. And a line drive to Fuller for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the third. Game is moving along. No score. The pitcher, McDowell, leading off. He's still looking for his first hit of the year as Barber strikes him out. Only the first K for Barber today. Back to the top of the lineup. That's Chuck Hinton with a ground ball to second. 2 down, and that will bring up Ted Ford, who walked. And he flips it to right for a base hit. Falls in front of Harper out there. 2 hits now for the Indians. Ford on first. Will he be going? Tony Horton at the plate. And he ropes it off the wall in right center field. Ford will score. And it's 1-0 Cleveland on Horton's first double of the year. Wow. He had no doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs before that double. So give Horton an RBI. 1-0 Cleveland. Here's Duke Sims, who strikes out looking. So 2 Ks now for Barber. We go to the top of the 4th, down a run. That might be all that Sam McDowell needs as Darren Johnson leads off, striking out. 2nd K for McDowell. 1 down. Here's Tommie Agee. Agee hits a ground ball to second for out number 2. And McNertney, who's got 1 of the 2 hits, strikes out. A quick inning. 1-2-3. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Max Alvis leading off. Third baseman batting .208 with 3 home runs, and he's going to dump it into right center field for a hit. Well, leadoff man is on. How far do we go with Steve Barber in his first start back? I mean, I'd be willing to go 6 if he can get that far. He's not going to make it, though. First 2 guys are on now as he walks Fuller. The bottom third of the lineup coming up. Jose Cardenal, tough out, batting .289 versus lefties. And he ropes it. Yeah, that'll score 2. 3-0 on the double by Cardenal. Nothing we can do to stop him here as he walks the next batter to get to the pitcher. We'll bring the corners in. They're up 3. He might just swing. Yeah, he does. Hard hit ground ball right at Johnson, and he boots it. Oh, the moguling is on. So we've had a single, a walk, a double, a walk, and an error. And that will be enough to chase Barber from the ballgame. We'll bring in Jerry Stevenson. He's prone to giving up a few walks of his own. See his numbers here. Did he just pitch yesterday? Look at his log. Yeah, he pitched yesterday an inning, and he struck out the side. Give up a hit and a walk in there as well. So, can we pull the infield in here? Yeah, we can. We'll pull the infield in. I don't know if it's going to do any good. At this point, I would be surprised if we didn't get a grand slam. There's a ground ball to short. Are they going to go home with it? A fielder's choice, it says. Is that new? I have never seen it say fielder's choice. Ever. Wait. What? What? Look at this. Chuck Hinton reached base on a fielder's choice to short. Runner safe at home. I have never seen that before. So that was not a single, not an out either, and a run scores, and that's 6 consecutive base runners who have reached. If you can't pull the infield in, then what? Why even have it? There's a walk, and a comebacker actually to Stevenson. There's a force at home. So we pull the infield in. We can't get a force at home on a ground ball. But a ground ball back to the pitcher will get the job done, where maybe it should have been a double play. Now we'll pull the infield in again. It is McDowell over there and third, so a play at the plate should be easy. McDowell's, I read about, when I was reading about him, he's 6'5". He is a big, big dude. Ground ball to third. Can we go home? Safe at home again? Okay, this game is seriously flawed. You're telling me everybody's safe again. I'll never call another infield in then. There's no point in doing that. There's a flip down the left field line. Wow, everybody's going to score on this one. 3 runs in, clearing the bases. That is the 4th double for Duke Sims. What a mess. Alvis strikes out. He's left the building. And yeah, so after they score 7 runs, all of a sudden everybody strikes out. 7-run 4th inning, the worst moguling we've had so far this year. Twice runners scored on a fielder's choice, and yet when we didn't do it and a ground ball came back to the pitcher, we got the force out. So, I mean, this game is so horrible. There's no point in calling any play at all. It doesn't matter. It only worked when we didn't call the play. Sutherland strikes out. Stanley gets a base hit into center. We're down 8 runs. Somebody's got to pitch, so we're going to leave Stevenson in there. Striking out. And Harper. Line drive. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Jose Cardenal. So Stevenson struck out 3 batters in a row now. Let's make it 4. Let's make it 5. The pitcher, McDowell, only guy to make contact. Ground ball to second. We go to the top of the 6th. Here's Danny Walton. The only thing that I will say about this scenario is that our defense is incredibly poor today, rating-wise. So maybe that plays into getting moguled. I don't know. I mean, how could it? None of the ratings mean anything anyway. If Sam McDowell doesn't throw harder than Steve Barber, how can that be right? I have no idea. There's an infield single. There's another walk. And a base hit that gets past the first baseman. That'll score a run. Another double for Sims. It's 9-0. There's no point in calling in the infield or anything. Just push the button. There's a base hit. That'll score 2. 11-0. And that might do it. Yeah, there we go. There's Tommie Agee. I don't mind losing to a pitcher like Sam McDowell. I mean, he is a superior pitcher. There's a base hit from McNertney that somehow gets past the second baseman. Gary Sutherland. He had a double earlier. We're going to score a run here. It's not going to be a shutout. Somehow or another. We're going to take out Stevenson. Despite giving up 5 runs, Stevenson might be our player of the game. He did strike out 5, including 4 in a row. Okay, Wayne Comer. Wayne Comer is on a streak as a pinch hitter. Look at his log. Pinch hit 3 consecutive times with hits, and a 4th time with a walk. So why not? 2 down, runners on first and second, and a ground ball to second. All right, we'll bring in a pitcher here. 7th inning. Still got a ways to go. Let's bring in Jack Acker. Probably our worst pitcher. Zoilo Versalles, base hit to center. There's 10 hits. And well, at least the Indians might get more hits than runs at this pace. McDowell. He can't be bunting here. There's a ground ball to short. Double play. I haven't swore this game. Now that I'm on camera, I am more conscious of like not cursing. When I wasn't on camera, I would just let the F word fly and a few other choice words. But now that I'm, now I feel a little bit more self-conscious about that. I don't really think about being on camera when I'm playing, but I think when I get angry and I know that the result is someone maybe looking at me saying the swear words, I tend to try to cut it down. As Rich Rawl gets a double, this could be our first run right here. The game's going to give us a run. That's our 3rd double. The catcher for the Indians has more doubles in this game than some of our players have had the whole season. Here's a wild pitch. McDowell is now tired with 123 pitches, 130. He walks Johnson. They're going to take him out yet? No. Going to face Tommie Agee. That's smart. He does have a hit today, Agee does, but overall does not hit lefties well, so this makes sense. Trying to get him one more guy. And he's going to get it done as he pops it up on the infield. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Acker will send him back out. We won't have to pitch again after this inning, so let's see if we just can't get this over with. 2 quick outs here as Horton pops it up on the infield. And Duke Sims, he is a lefty. So he got 2 doubles and a home run. Wow, he got all of that one. 447 feet. 12-0. And Max Alvis walks. Come on, let's just get it over with. Another walk. Another walk. And a pop-up in the foul ground. So a home run and 3 walks. We go to the top of the 9th inning. They're going to keep McDowell in there at 133 pitches. No wonder the guy drinks. There's a ground ball to first. Sutherland with his 2nd hit of the game and his 2nd double of the game. Fred Stanley will walk. We're keeping him in there. We're going to bring in Don Bosch, switch hitter. He's not very good. Doesn't have a hit versus lefties yet. And a base up the middle. So that'll give us our first run. There was no way. Oh no, I guess it doesn't. It's only 30% chance, so we'll say no. We'll leave it up to Tommie Harper. 146 pitches, and we're still haven't scored against this guy. 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. Tommie Harper, 1-2 count. Ground ball, base hit. How many runs will score? Just 1. A 50-50 chance. How does Jose Cardenal coming all the way up here to get that ball? That doesn't make sense. Maybe Vern Fuller could have got to that ball. I mean, that was an outfielder's probably playing right about here. Maybe with Harper up, he's going to be playing back even more, right? That makes no sense. But nothing in this game is logical in any way. All right, bases loaded. We got our run in. It's 150 pitches, and he is still in there. There's a gapper. We're going to go for a triple. He's safe at third. 3 RBIs for Walton, and there's keeping him in the ball game. It's now 12-4. That is his second triple of the year. Here's Rich Rawl. 1-2 count. 159 pitches. That should score Walton. It's 12-5. What a terrible game for Sam McDowell at this point. He's given up 10 hits, 4 walks, and they continue to leave him in. I guess it makes sense now. Full count, very tired. Is that going to fall in? Fall in. There we go. Base hit for Johnson. Do we want to go for 2? No, we don't. He is very tired. This guy is laboring on the mound. 168 pitches. I remember when Edwin Jackson, threw that 180 pitch no-hitter. This is what I'm thinking of now, but that was a no-hitter. He walked like 8 guys that game. And there's the final out as Agee flies out to right. 12-5. It doesn't look nearly as bad as it should have with those 5 runs in the 9th, but they were going to always give us a few runs. Yeah, that game was garbage all the way around. Let's take a look at the standings. We are still in first place as Oakland. We sent them down a shame spiral. They've lost 6 in a row after we swept them. We've lost 2 now in Cleveland. Cleveland above 500 at 17-16. Brainiac Baseball Daily News. Let's take a look at the top stories here. Bunkers power pitching puts Royals at 13-21. That's a weird headline. That's a weird headline. Throwing in the win-loss record. 12 strikeouts though in 9 innings. Wally Bunker struck out 12 Athletics. Fiore went 1 for 3. Joe Keogh went 3 for 4. And a stolen base. Next story, McDowell strikes out 10. Pitched strongly for 9 innings, giving up 5 runs on 11 hits and 4 walks. Tony Horton got a hit and 3 at-bats. Yeah. Okay. Transactions. Santiago Guzman has a bone spur. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe. Reward me for not cursing on the internet with a like. Thumbs down if you want me to swear. I'll say the F word. I'm not ashamed. Wow. Duke Sims 3 for 5 with a home run, 2 RBI. 2 doubles and 5 RBI. Our player of the game, it could be Danny Walton with that bases clearing triple. At least that was a big hit, given that Sam McDowell threw 170 pitchers. I was thinking about giving it to Jerry Stevenson, who threw 3 innings in relief and struck out 5, and 4 in a row. But those 5 runs given up, you can't reward that. We're going to give it to Danny Walton, who had the triple. Gary Sutherland had 2 doubles. He just didn't drive any runs with it, so I can't give it to him necessarily. So we're going to give it to Danny Walton. So that will do it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll come back tomorrow with Game 3 of the 3. Oh, I'm sorry, tomorrow is Sunday, so I don't know if we'll have a game tomorrow or not because we do have the 1980 Detroit Lions alternate history game to be played tomorrow, which is versus the Packers. So stay tuned for that. Until then, everyone have a great day.